Forging strategic partnership and maintaining effective collaboration can provide a solution to human-wildlife conflict.
Authorities within the 5 villages in the Okavango expressed their gratitude towards the introduction of Elephant Express buses since 2020.
Bana ba rona ba sireletsegile hela thata jaaka ke sa tswa go bua gore ke bana ba ene gore ba tswa mo merakeng ko masimo ba patalesa go taka dinao jaanong bana ba rona malatsing yana ba sireletsegile hela thata. The human and elephant conflict is now reduced, thus fostering coexistence between elephants and people. Attendance of our learners has improved since the introduction of these buses.
Just 2 kilometers. The corridors are it's either 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, they are covered, they are where they are going to me is a committee Simon Bear Kayalo. A high school route to Honalum, where I will have a much to say Timothy, Gadi Committee and Baboran, a Dipala was on the Dimela, the best said that Kisa Horejano, absenteeism, enable you how never to never offer a Nosna for Bakoro Hajango scaling Babale Sahili, Eta would say. Me Vilema Duo, Etar Mahawa Ella, Aba Tukahetse, what Gwelin Zaro never hides.
Locals and companies operating in the country have been urged to practice the spirit of self-reliance that the nation is known for, and also in line with the Mindset Change campaign. Mpo Aron, BTV News, Saronga.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Ms. Nancy Chengeta, says they are in support of farmers' syndicates as it is beneficial to a whole lot of people. She made this statement when handing over 3 bulls to Ipopen Syndicate in Ereta and 2 other farmers in Tobera 1 and 4 in the Okavango district on Saturday on behalf of the President, Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi. Mpo Aaron continues.
Cattle rearing in the Okavango district is met with myriad of challenges, amongst them pond tick, foot and mouth, and some worsened by the fact that farmers use the same watering spot and grazing field in the wetlands of the Okavango River. Those who have been able to form syndicates are encouraged to uphold this notion as they are easily accessed by agri-extension workers. Ipopen Syndicate at Ereta is a success story, with 626 cattle owned by a collective of 54 farmers.
Botswana bothe ko ba leng teng mo Botswana ke eletsa ba ka bona kgannye ya gore go ipopa go botlhokwa go le kae. Clusters ga di disha mo lehatsheng di simolotse go be Europe, and ha o tsamaya le mahatsha a leng gore a ikaegile ka di clustera ba tsweletse go gaisa mabaka e le gore ha le ipopile le ntseana go motho gore ha ke ntse go ofising ya me ke na le mananeo ke bata go aba ke be ke reng ka nela mang ke a go simolla ke lebella ba ba ipopileng pele ka mabaka a gore ha ke lebeletse mo clustering ke lebeletse malapa a le mantsi ga ke a lebella le lapa le lengwe hela.
When receiving the bulls on behalf of Ipopen Syndicate in Ereta, the chairperson, Mr. Monali Susanga, said they highly appreciate the president for the White Brahman, Simmental, and Angus bulls.
Thata bone ba ipopa a ba hiwe tšhono ya go ya ko ba go ithuta re kgone go itse le go lemoga bomosola jwa dipo le kgwediso yone ka diata tota e tewa yo re kgone go na le kitso ya te batho ba mbing re ka leboga thata ga le gore dilo tsa rona di ka nna gone yana soloela gore flight e ka nela Botswana jothe ra tshwaraganela kgetsi ya tsie.
In Tobera 1 and 4, Mr. Moyoyo Tanaho and Mr. Nyeru Simon, who each received a Simmental bull, said the dream of having better breeds in that crawl is guaranteed.
Nale tshuluhelo ya re tautona wa re gakologela se go le motsegare mme go ya mogela ga me yana ga se re ke nna hela jaaka go twile go tweng ke ya ra me meraka yothe ya Tobera 4 ke ya rona ba keisha ka re Tobera 4 ke keisha ka saro
ke lebogetse hela thata gore ntse a dira yalo hela me modimo le ene tota ka nna le ene tota hela gore na ka tsama hela ka a tshwere thobane hela yana
ke koloi go mole jaanong ra leboga tota gore taotuna o re hile botshelo po le nna ke tlo go nna ke tshwana le yo mongwe jaanong ka seo botsadi ra leboga po e ga ya telang nyeru a le one hela mo botshelo jwa gage re thatela rothe mo sakeng ke na le dinamanyane tsa me le tsone tse di 20 mole jaanong tota le nna ke bona gore botshelo tota ke bo bone jone bo lebagane le nyeru.
Those with farms in the sandy terrain were urged to persevere and not lose sight of the end goal, and were also called on to give back to their communities. Mpho Aron, BTV News, Eretha and Tobera.
The First Lady, Ms. Nomasisi, highlighted that it is important for Botswana's tribes to celebrate their individual cultural heritage and to take pride in them as it builds respect amongst the various tribes, which keeps the nation intact. The First Lady shared her view on the annual Mbungu wa Kathimana Cultural Festival over the weekend. Tani Tsukudu and Solofelo Tombali reports.
The Mbungu wa Kathimana Cultural Festival is hosted every year by the Mbungu wa Kathimana Cultural Society to preserve the Hambukushi culture. The society recently welcomed President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi and the First Lady as new members, and the First Lady, who graced this year's festival with her presence, commended the event as an effective means through which the society upholds and preserves the local culture.
Ibopa chaba ya ga chaba ngwao ibopa ganya chaba mme gape ngwao e re gakolola kwa re go tswana ngwao gape supa ka gare harologanyeng ka teng mme pharologanyo eno e le pharologanyo e leng gore morahi mongwe le mongwe wa e tlotla.
An appeal was made for the young people of the region to actively engage with the society and utilize their cultural heritage to boost economic opportunities in their area.
Aribone banana ba shakawe ba tshwaragane le botsadi, making this festival bigger and better, making it 2 to 3 days. Re kgone gore re ba janala kwa America kwa re ba re next year re on, and we guarantee you gore o ta kgona go ngatha tsodilonyana 2 minutes o ta kgona go eta ka samushima wa go pagama dipitsi ko nga masere wa go Delta re
mme ke a dumela gore mpalamente ka pinga a lo rwa gagologelo ha re le ko senior o no wa bua to quote you o bua ka puo ya sieng o ra o re ke batla gore by next year when we celebrate Mbungu wa Kathimana Cultural Festival, I want it to be big and better. Mo ki dumela gore mo parlamente o itumetse re dirile hela jalo.
This year's festival witnessed significant participation, with 34 different groups performing traditional Hambukushi dances such as Suwinji, Dibera and Diware dances to entertain the enthusiastic audience. Solofelo Tombali, BTV News.
The Department of Meteorological Services informs members of the public that there is a significant increase in temperatures over the country from today afternoon. The heat wave is expected from the 23rd to 27th October. Very hot to extremely hot temperatures of 36 to 40 degrees Celsius are expected over the most parts of the country, with the highest maximum temperatures of 39 to 42 degrees Celsius expected over Chobe, Ngamiland, Khanti, Northeast and Central districts. The department also says rainfall is expected at the end of the week.
Yeah, the heat wave, you know, heat waves, it's excessive heat. And of course, this has an effect on people, and not only people, animals, as well as plants. Yeah, some plants cannot tolerate very, very high temperatures. People, especially young children, the elderly, the sickly people, they also cannot, their bodies cannot take an excessive amount of heat. So our advice to them is to rather stay indoors or in the shade during this period. Also to drink a lot of liquids or rehydrate a lot. And try and wear something like maybe a hat or using an umbrella when you really have to go outside. Yeah, this will help to mitigate the heat and protect us from things like heat stroke.
Right.
Yeah.
Normally, what happens, like we are having a high pressure, which is causing the temperatures to go up, like we experience over most part of the country. Normally, when the high pressure is sitting there over the area for quite some days, we experience these high temperatures which we are having almost over the entire country. And what is typically going to happen after the passage of the heat wave, we should expect to get some rainfall over most part of the country, especially over this coming weekend. We should be seeing rain cover most part of the country.
All right. The Minister for Finance, Ms. Peggy Serame, says her ministry intends to attract foreign direct investment as well as to promote local economic development. She said this during a budget pizza workshop which was held in Hukunzi recently. No Mudungwa reports.
Local economic development is said to be a driver for economic growth towards a high income status by 2036, since Botswana's economy is said to be showing a recovery after the COVID-19 pandemic with a positive GDP growth rate.
All these things that we are doing, looking towards 2036, we want to have an unemployment rate then about 5%. It will not make sense if we do all these things, but in the end, they do not translate to job creation. So, a GDP growth rate of 6%. A high income, a knowledge-based economy by 2036.
Mo 2022 ine go ile ka 5.8%. Ine re hunya mo lebelo nyana mo go le gontsinyana ngwaga o ka kwa go heta mahatshothi ka gore ne re tswa mo COVID. Mina ra gola ka lebelo le le go godimo thata re le hatse la bo 11.78% go godimo go. Me ano re ha 2022 ra itemogela gore le itshole na gola ka 5.8%.
Moreover, this ministry says its main objective is to gradually establish the fiscal discipline across the public finances entities.
We will be introducing a law, not a punitive law, but a law that instills fiscal discipline. A law that will speak to that we will call, I don't know what we will call it, but we will be enacting into law a revenue fiscal rule in order to restore long-term fiscal sustainability.
When adding to this, the local government assistant minister, Ms. Talita Monakotla, narrated that her ministry tries to eliminate liabilities within budget by dealing with expenditure arrears.
Let's improve on accountability. Our services to the community.
This ministry says it intends to involve every Botswana everywhere in the country to take part in budget forums. Now, Mudungwa, Botswana Television, Hukunzi.
You're watching BTV News and thank you for staying with us. Now moving on, members of Ondredi Khosi toured the Sekitumile Masire Teaching Hospital to appreciate the facility and to get to know more about the services offered at the hospital. Speaking during the tour of the facility, the chairperson of Ondredi Khosi, Khosi Puso Gaborone, said the hospital is of high standards and is fulfilling its role of bringing quality health services to the nation. Terry Makweng has more.
The establishment of Sekitumile Masire Teaching Hospital came at the right time when government was still considering cutting the cost for referring patients to hospitals outside the country. Services offered at this hospital are aligned with one of the Sustainable Development Goals of good health for all, as the hospital renders quality services, some of which were not previously offered in the country.
Musipilo wolo nen batho ba ntse ba botsa tota o botsegise ka gore jaanong mo lehatsheng la rona ra itse go bana ba rona ba isa dikweleng go ithutela tsa bongaka mme puso e tsweletse gape ka fa e baya infrastructure e ka netefatsang gore Batswana ba bona ditlamelo tse di tshwanetseng.
More details about the hospital were outlined, which include the fact that the hospital is a government-private facility and has partnered with University of Botswana to offer facilities for the practicals of medical students.
Private facility. Selekanyo sa bolwetse ba re ka ba amogela mo sepateleng se ke makgolo a le mane le masome a matlhano 450 bed capacity. Re kokelo e fang ditirelo tsa maemo a gaperileng ebile di sa bone gope gape.
Details of the kind of equipment found in the hospital were outlined, of which it was said is of high quality standard.
Rena le malao a ileng gore one ke malao a beetsweng malwetse a re a bitsang gore ke ya go internal medicine ke malao a le 118 mme malao a harologantswe jalo ka bo rre a harologanngwe jalo le ka bo mme malao a harologantswe jalo le ka malwetse a harologaneng a ileng gore gongwe batho ba ba teng ba le gone go go tlhokomelwang balwetse ba ba go internal medicine ba tle ba le mo malaong one a harologaneng ka tsela e ntseng jalo.
The hospital, which is yet to be officially opened, has been doing telemedicine amongst other services with the intention to give remote healthcare provision in the future. Terry Makhoeng, BTV News, Gaborone.
In a significant step towards fostering youth and women empowerment, Maunetlala community celebrated the official opening of its Community Engagement Center, donated by Robert and Sarah Rothschild Family Foundation. This vital establishment is poised to play a pivotal role in advancing Botswana's ambitions of becoming a high-income economy by 2036. Mamusi Siska has more.
The Community Engagement Center is a beacon of hope for the region, especially for its young and female population. It serves as a hub for educational, vocational and entrepreneurial activities, offering a wide array of resources and programs tailored to elevate the status of the community. The Assistant Minister of Youth, Gender, Sport and Culture, Mr. Butibili, believes this gesture resonates with the ministry's mandate of prioritizing the development of creative industries, promotion of cultural diversity and supporting sport.
Jano le rona ka goe ke incubator radio tse ke di buileng tse tsoti batho ka dikitso tsa bone di ka thubiwa ha ya re ba tswa yano ha ba go investa elsewhere ba go tokahatsa le hatse ka bophara ka dikitso tse ba di tsereng mo centereng yone. So the internet also ya go thusa gore re goroge ko di marketing tse di khakala. Global markets will be able to access it.
This center is a sign of progress and inclusivity. It demonstrates the commitment of the community and the government to provide equal opportunities and its support for all members.
Ditshekatsheko tsa bone bana ba ithala go le maleba gore ke nako jaanong ya gore bana le bogole re ba ntshe ko mahure le bone re ba include mo Community Engagement Center e hae me Community Engagement Center jaaka ke supa ga se a banana hela gona le bagolo ba bana le talent e leng gore ga re yanye re le banana e leng gore ka moso ke yone ete be e tsholetsa serodumo sa lehatshe la rona le Maunatala.
There'll be many things that will be used. This facility will be used to help people in this community develop craft trades where they can earn money, hopefully for sustainability.
Ke batla go le kopa le ba Maunatala gore e re tsatsi lengwe ga le ntse le seka maina a ditiro tsotlhe tse di bone di dirwa mo Maunatala including le yone tleliniki tota thele ko le bone gore a le ka seka la acknowledge ka tsela nngwe bobedi jo.
This center is an initiative by MASAC, the Botswana Global Health Initiative, the Robert and Sarah Rothschild Family Foundation. It is an expansion of the community library which they built 6 years ago. The foundation is set to start construction of a maternity wing in a clinic at Maunatala next year, January. Mamusi Siska, BTV News, Maunatala.
Now, the school head of Ngwatsau Primary School in Borolong District has commended the involvement of parents in their children's academic endeavors, highlighting their collaboration with teachers in funding study camps during the examination period. He attributed this collaborative effort to the 100% pass rate in the previous year's results. He announced this during the 2022 PSLE prize-giving ceremony. Pel Puruhudu reports.
The school, with a student population of over 100, has consistently performed admirably in PSLE results over the past 4 years, achieving pass rates exceeding 80%. These outstanding marks are the results of students' hard work and commitment, as well as the partnership efforts of parents and teachers.
Unity is our strength. Se sote si pele maholo sa heditse. Re tshwaragane ka mokgwa o ntseng jalo. Re bereka jaaka team. Ga ke ba sekolo hela ba gaetsho. Sekolo ke ha di simologang teng.
Mokgolo yo re ke matishara. And matishara ba ile tiro entle ba gaetsho. Ara tshwana go etsa motlholo. Ba ira tiro hela entle ya go lebella gona gore bana ba dira mo dithutong tsa bone ba pasa jalo ya ka maduo a itshupa. Me ke dumela gore e tla re ntse re tsamaela go pele re itemogele gona gore barutabana ba rona mo sekoleng sa Ngwatsau ba ira thumo tota yone ya e re ka ibitsang re ke yone vocation tota ya borutabana.
The local residents and parents in Ngwatsau village are determined to motivate their children to excel.
Batsadi ba ba sa tleng diphuthegong tsa bana mo Ngwatsau mo sekolong re ba kgona hela ka go ba direla mokwalo. Ra kgona go kwalla motsadi gore re matla ka kwano sekolong. Motsadi a batla ikitleditse ka gore tota bone ba ke batsadi ba ba kelo tlhoko mo thutong ga ba ke ba gana sepe. Ba kgona go tla ha re ba ditsa ka mokwalo re netse bana le kwano.
Barolong ka kakaretso go tswa ha gwa ka go godimo ka kwa ke community very supportive mo education lo rotloetsa bana ha ba le mo sekoleng ga lo rotloetse bana hela lo rotloetsa le matitshara.
On other issues, the school management has expressed a need for additional staff accommodation and also internet access to facilitate more effective learning. Parents and the nation at large are encouraged to actively engage in their children's academic work, especially given the declining trend in schools' annual results. Paul Putuhudu, BTV News, Ngwatsau.
The Assistant Minister of Education and Skills Development, Ms. Naniki Makwinja, has commended Johnny Mine and some companies that are subcontracted in the mine for donating caravans for the Kotla office's teachers' accommodation at Machana. Broiler chickens and hydroponics system for vegetable production were also donated by the companies. Emmanuel Rapua has more.
Machana village started from humble beginnings without access to potable water, lack of medical services and education. However, today there's much change due to developmental advancements such as a satellite school and water. In an endeavor to give back to the community in their zone of influence, various companies joined hands with Joanne Mine to bring more developments to a village which is still on a growth path.
Madi alnelo le phata la thuto a tlhella khakala mme ke le leboga thata ba di Photakhabene gore betso di dirile tiro le dule le bogo le ga goromente.
Price tsotlhe di godile tsa di petrol, tsa steel, and in the industry ke itse ba dirisa a lot of steel. Go raya gore in terms of profits ke belela gore go pitlagana ha go na le sengwe se kananyana wa tlhaloganya Mr. Coles this side ha le go na le sengwe se kananyana sa dipoelo mme mo gare ga sone se se kananyana seo be ba bona go tshwanela gore ba ngathele matšhana
ke lo leboge thata le go hirwa mo mmaeneng ditiro tseo di bonale di tle di tshetse Batswana ba rona.
These gifts are expected to improve service delivery for Bogosi, police and education.
We salute all business partners who chose to contribute significantly to Machana. We are proud as the Botswana Joint Mine to work with these business partners in creating impact within the area of our influence.
o bo sa ba tlhabolle ka se me re ntswale re sa patelediwe re le dikomponi rona le ra re itlamile gore hela o bona tiro wa go e bereka ha o berekela nteng o tsenya letsogo.
The village Kosi appreciated the donations.
Ra hetoga ra bona re ke ne tso ofisi kwa khotleng ke ne ke le mo stharing hela re simolotse ke buela dikgang ke le mo stharing.
We just want to say thank you, Botswana, hore malatie ba tlokomela Botswana. Sentle. Ba tsa di company tsa Botswana ba di tlisa kwano go joaneng le rona re thusa batho.
Education remains core in a quest for a diversified and sustainable development, and it is cherished as a notable tool to fight and end poverty and also aid economical growth. Emmanuel Rapua, BTV News, Machana.
And that is the news this hour. Do stay with us at Tato Khosimore on standby to take you through the world of sport.
Thank you, Olivia Samoka. In context, to continue with sports update brought to you by Tato Khosimore. Good afternoon. Now turning our attention to First Division South League. Notwani registered their first win of the 2023-24 season after winning by a solitary goal against the Mogoitsane Fighters in a Week 2 encounter played at the SSG grounds in Gaborone yesterday.
Despite high temperatures, both teams started the game on a high note, displaying high tactical ability with good ball retention. Goalkeepers from both sides had little to do as both sets of defenders did well to deny the strikers some shooting space, forcing the game to go into half-time break on a 0-0 stalemate. In the second half, both teams continued with a free-flowing high-press game, but it was Latam with his charges who came back stronger as they scored a goal in the 15th minute of the second half, but was unfortunately ruled offside. Immediately after Fighters offside, Coach Mulifi brought in Thabiso Masa in place for Thabiso Jabari. Notone's efforts through Thabang Ulifile forced Thabang Molefe to make a brilliant save. 5 minutes after Ofitile's attempt, Emmanuel Moyeng, who came in second half, opened the scoring sheet through a beautiful header from a well-taken cross by Lemogang Kabo. Moyeng's goal handed Toronto Sechaba their first 3 points of the 2023-2024 season.
We have lost to Notwani, but the game it was an open game. Mongol Mogonaga win 1-0 or Nerga Chara draw. Yagobana was Baragurilo 1. It was lack of concentration our defense there. So that Yagobana was not a chance but scored that 1 goal. But I'm happy with the performance of the boys.
It was a very important 3 points, but we're not to the quality that we wanted to play. Our passing today was letting us down. We are not precise when we went to the first round boxing. And I think second half we changed because no one attack Aaron is slimming now. And that's why we changed the formation to 4-4-2, because if you can put more pressure on Matakemal, you can get a goal. And it resulted us to give any goal.
In another week 2 fixture played at Lokweng, City Paula walloped Lokweng United by 3-2. Kariso Molelekwa, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
Lazarus 2's impressive road running season continues this past weekend as the Kenyan dominated the inaugural 2023 Run Gaps by Night Marathon held in Gaborone. The Kenyan long distance specialist won the 21.1-kilometer race in a time of 1 hour, 7 minutes and 29 seconds to bank 7,000 pula in the first ever night marathon. Leader Poloko has more.
The main 21-kilometer race was officially started by Minister of Defense and Justice Musi from Game City Mall as runners headed towards the city center. Lazarus, who has been dominating local marathons this year, controlled the race from the start to finish. The Kenyan runner, who has recently captured the UB Marathon, clocked a time of 1 hour, 7 minutes and 29 seconds, while Sisebo Matlapeng of Chobe District Club came second in a time of 1 hour, 7 minutes and 49 seconds, pocketing 5,000 pula. Another Kenyan, Glady Kipto, rounded the podium positions after completing the 21-kilometer route in 1 hour, 9 minutes and 56 seconds.
I'm happy today because I did not expect to win because I am a marathoner. And the coming weeks, the other weeks, I was racing also. Like I was in UB Marathon and I won. So this one I was just trying to get a speed.
In a later photo, competition because I was competing with the guys from Kenya, Bali 6, another one was Zimbabwe, and I didn't have a so
Kenyan athletes also controlled issues in the women's race, securing gold and silver medals. Sheila Sena, who was running under Team Fearless Fitness badge, scooped first position in 1 hour and 25 minutes to take home 7,000 pula, followed by compatriot John Jetro, who recorded a time of 1 hour, 26 minutes and 56 seconds, while Giziso Joseph of BDF Athletics Club managed to secure the third spot.
I'm happy for the performance, but though it was tough today, it was too hot, so it was difficult for me, but I thank God because I finished first. I'm grateful.
Yes, I am happy, though I got injured in 10 kilometers and I just reduced, but I'm happy because I've completed. It was very hot, then I reduced and also I had a hip joint.
The inaugural Run Gaps by a Night Marathon featured 10-kilometer race, 5-kilometer and 2.5 recreational distances, along with competition of athletes with disability.
We have also received potential in terms of so
the night marathon, which was the first of its kind in the country, was also used to raise awareness on combating crime and featured over 2,000 runners from various clubs, as well as some participants from China, Switzerland and Kenya. Lady Apoloko, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Still on marathon news, Minister of Defense and Security Kariso Musim applauded the organizers of the Run Gaps by Night Marathon for successfully hosting the event of the marathon, as the objective of the marathon is not only a celebration of athleticism but also help reduce the crime rate. Leader Apoloko continues.
The historic night marathon intends to dispel the fear associated with nightfall as well as keeping healthy. The Minister of Defense and Security, Kagiso Musi, however, says it is imperative to host such events as they also play a role in uniting people.
I can see success before we go on the road because of the crowd which is here. 2,000 people registered for this race tonight. It's very exciting. And we are going to run in the streets of Gaborone to try and develop peace in this country, safety and security for our people and for our nation.
Well, now first it's me, and then it's you be my neighbor. We work together and we do things together. This is what this is really encouraging.
European Union delegation in Gaborone is strongly supporting the government plans of Mayor of Gaborone to create safe roads, safe passage for runners, for cyclists, for pedestrians, so everyone will be having possibility to run safely with not harming with motorcyclists and the roads. By saying this, I would like to really say something which is a common language. Viva la sport!
Tlhaela go na le benefits tsa teng sa ntlhaela ke tsa botsogo tse ile gore ya ka batho ba ntse ba itshidila mebele ana go hokotsa go go bongakeng kana go dipateleng ya no gape hone hela yana ka go iragala seemo se go ke nako ya go socialize le go network, so it's one of the benefits ga bona batho ba ntse ba buisana ba reng ke so se siameng thata le for safety gape ya batho ya ka ba kgobokana gape ile leng gore e na le ba sepodisi mo teng.
Musi further encouraged the public to be open and transparent about crime issues.
I want to encourage us, we should be very open and transparent about security. Sometimes we find that let us say no to crime in any form, whether it's GBV, whether it's child abuse, whether it's stealing properties, tabato. Let us say no to that from now onwards.
Run Girls by a Night Marathon came to an end yesterday, and organizers are looking forward to hosting the second edition next year. Lydia Apoloko, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Security Systems registered their second win of the season after a 1-0 win over Masitaoka in a game played at Dinaledi Football Academy in Odi. The only goal of the game was scored by Bokan Ratipana on the 32nd minute of the first half. Let's take a look at the highlights of the match as well as post-match reactions from the two teams.
To calm down a bit.
We've talked about it, perfection or precision. It's a good ball, very good ball that was, very nice cutback, and Systems players very late in getting into that box. It's another chance, and Systems will have that goal. They failed to clear their lines, and now Systems have taken the lead.
They have started the game looking like a team that wanted to score first. Security System, and they've done that. They've missed that chance, having Butile Sakana defended well there, but second chance they couldn't defend well. And Ratipana, like I was saying, he managed to pull a little bit and get that goal.
Bokan Ratipana, the goal scorer, want to break the ice in this half, really.
No, red card. If you already referred to the decision in Malib. Because player idule kwa be hata coach ina ka tsa go ngwe ka bo bo hela di coach di lo ka bo tsore ke tse dumela go ka be indile hash e ka bo kile ba go ba banela di yellow card both ka bo bedi. Coming to the game ke tsa gore bafana ba tshamekile. I'm happy with 3 points, even though re ka bo re khona go wina 2-0.
No, it's not, but I think the takeaway from this game is we need to improve, especially offensively. I don't think we did enough to get anything out of the game. Look, we're playing with the young boys. I think in terms of the discipline in the fullback positions, it was not there. So we are leaving too many gaps on either side of our centre backs. It was actually playing to the central systems because it's a team that plays in the pockets and they've got runners copy. So I think second half it got better when we went with 3 at the back. We were able to deal with those spaces. But again, in the final third, we didn't create enough to cause them problems.
In the other Premier League games played yesterday, Murupule Wanderers played to a 1-1 draw with Nico United, while BDF 11 beat 11 Angels 1-0. That's it from In Context, the sports update. In Context will continue on the other side with Ulibile Samoka. Stay tuned and good afternoon.
The road to destiny is not paved with brick and tar, but with vision and determination that unveil over time who we truly are when we get there. The Ministry of Transport and Public Works has embarked on a journey of transformation to enhance the efficiency of transport system in the Greater Gaborone area. This journey of the Greater Gaborone Urban Transport Improvement Project is funded by the Government of Botswana, assisted by the World Bank and OPEC Fund for International Development. The ideas adopted